Good morning.
Hey, Bill.
Hey, Cliff, what's going on?
How we doing,
Hi.
guys?
Pardon?
What you doing?
Not much today. I just had a bike ride, getting
Nice.
calmed down. Morning. Hey, Rich.
Rich.
Unmute myself. How we doing, guys?
Excellent.
I'm going
You.
to mute myself for most of the time unless I need to speak because there's a fair amount of noise in the background, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks.
You can turn the volume up.
I haven't talked to Pat and I don't know.
This is the first time I've done this on the computer. I've always done it on my phone, so it's a different setup here.
I actually look good. Pat, where you been? I miss you. You've been working. You've been working like a dog.
I'm hanging around.
I looked at Miro today and I see that Tom Lucas went and did it.
Good.
I gotta give him an employee of the month. Him and Serge. Is there such thing? I don't know. So at my football game last weekend, in the pregame, I showed the crew the video of JP and the other and the helper beating up the guy who tried to steal the truck. That was pretty good. Hopefully they come on, Tom and Serge.
Yeah.
So I thought I'd.
Serge not going to make it today.
What's that?
Serge will not make it today. He has to take his girlfriend to the doctor.
Okay.
I thought if I was going to open up the those Excel documents, Cliff, too.
Okay.
And maybe we could just take everybody through it. Because I mean, if they're filling it out, I think periodically, if they just see the data and maybe, make some notes, stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't know that I can get that over to you.
I have it.
Oh, you have it? Okay.
Yeah, I got it all queued up, ready to go.
All right.
The ones like from Monday, I think.
Yep.
I'm gonna miss the party next Wednesday. I'm so pissed. At Legacy.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Grab Tom Lucas, they're employee of the month. Get a special parking place.
Yeah.
Employee of the month. There he is.
Yeah.
Where's your face? I gotta show mine. Come on. I can show mine. You're sure as hell can show yours. There it is.
Going on, gentlemen?
What's going on?
You
Employee
too,
of the
Pat.
month. Employee of the
Ooh.
month. You. You get
Really?
You get the park in the front.
Nah, I'll park in the back. It's all good.
Yeah. You're better off something in the back.
I went into Hampton Hall on the Miro. And I'm like, holy cow.
Well, having a lot of trouble. Kept on kicking me off, kept on freezing up on me, and it could be I don't know, but I just one thing I don't know how to do, Bill, is put the how do I
dates?
edit the calendar to put the dates across?
I can do that for you.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. Yep.
So and
Let me pull it up.
trying to work it. It's not complete yet, but we're getting there. Serge has his hands full this morning, and so does Bob. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, so how do you go in and edit? The one for the week, you know what I mean, with the dates. Is
Yeah.
it the same way as editing a sticky note?
Yeah, you got to unfreeze it first. There's a lock right here. One of these things up here is a lock,
Okay.
and then basically then I can click into it and then just,
So what that does, Bill, when you lock it, that anybody else can go in and they really can't do anything with it, is what that
no,
lock
it's
is
just
for.
anybody can unlock it, but it keeps us from inadvertently, you know, writing on the stuff that we want to stay the same.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Yes, there's certain parts of this thing that, you want to lock, so
Okay.
it stays the dates or the weeks or whatever.
All
And
right.
then
Because once I
just
get the weeks in there, then I can really put things really where they need to go according to the schedule. Right now, I was talking to Serge about this morning. We're still on track with this schedule. Hopefully we can maintain it. We haven't had, weather's been good, which is always a thorn on our side, but I mean, we were supposed to pour yesterday morning, but we pour the slab yesterday morning. We had rain, so we're doing it today. So
Yeah.
it's good, but
So what's week one? I mean, like, what's the date for week one?
week one,
I could follow this. Is the bar schedule
yeah.
still good? Oh, here's Bob. Oh, good. Let me just pull it up there.
The schedule. I mean, we mobilized on June 18th, but that seems really early to me, to be honest with you.
Oh, it's kind of foggy. It's kind of foggy on this. You can't really read it too easily.
No, I have it in front of me, Bill.
Yeah, but a lot of that was just setting up the.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, so like when was the temporary fencing installed? That week?
No, we're gonna say the week of July 13th. I don't know what date that is. What day? Hold on. July.
Cliff, Pat, are we doing the week start is Monday, right? Not Sunday.
Monday.
Remember?
No, the week of the 12th. July 12th was a Monday.
All right, so then I'll just.
So at least if we get those dates in, Bill, then I can move things accordingly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that would work.
Okay.
So what are you doing? You're going into that. It's not really a sticky note. You're going to the calendar, and what are you doing? Are you right mouse clicking it and editing it?
Yep.
Okay.
I'll do all of them. I'll do a week apart all the way to.
I didn't know anything. I didn't know about that lock thing. So maybe that's why I couldn't.
That's
couldn't
why.
get in
Yeah.
there.
And then the number of weeks is correct, 15.
The number of weeks is
Because I could add them if you want, or take them away.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We got substantial completion around the November 19th. So if we go,
All right, so I'll just go
July.
11/19. That'll be the
Yeah.
last week, right?
yeah,
All right, I'll do that for you. I'll get that ready.
July, August, September, October,
You
November.
don't
It's
have to
roughly-
do it by yourself. I'll help you anything you need. I just love it
It's
though.
roughly 5 months, or about 20 weeks, but we can extend it out a little bit.
Okay.
And then, like I said, I can adjust accordingly.
All right. Now, were you able to have a full plan session?
We have not, no, I have not done that yet because we still don't have, I inputted our framers, Drywall Unlimited. I started doing that today because we didn't have his tasks. We don't have Magna Steel tasks, which I inputted it. So I started to look at this. I'm like, all right, we still need some information. So, according to what Serge and I have gone over and for scope, I tried to come up with those sticky notes, and I still need to come up with a few more, which I will, and get this on on this board, so it'll be correct.
Yeah, but don't forget though, we don't want to lose the biggest part of the full plan.
I know that.
Them buying into whatever they're telling you.
Absolutely,
and measuring it.
Because once it's on, get them all together so they can see what's going on.
Okay. So I mean, that would be like based on the bar schedule. This is our best guess in terms of the full plan, and then when you pull them all together, we start from the last.
We'll move around accordingly. Yeah, it's gonna, for instance, right now we don't even have on here, but the RTU from Controlled Air, they're or No, I'm sorry. I'm mixing up jobs. Forget it.
Yeah.
I'm in Arvinus. I apologize.
That's. can
I
imagine
know where that
was-
was going.
I know you do, Bob. That's only because you and I have been back and forth about 76 times this morning about stuff going on out there. So
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's good news. I mean, this thing's gonna roll. I'll get the dates for you. And then, speaking of our Venus, this has been extended. I think it's, again, this is the one I think, we'll try to stay with it as long as we can.
yeah,
and
no,
hope-
if you zoom in on that, like for instance, what I go to the last week you have up here, Bill.
Yep.
And the
So,
date.
11/28.
So let's extend it out. We're going to extend it out 2 more weeks here, and I'm going to tell you why.
Okay.
Because it looks like the week of November 29th. Okay, all right, you have the 28th. That's fine. The next week, which would be December 6th.
Yep.
Is going to be because we're going to rig the unit. It's actually Monday the 29th, and then do the install, and that's about 5 days for tying in ductwork and controls.
Yep.
So December 6th is going to be startup and commissioning.
Okay, so I'll extend it 1 week then.
One more week, and that's all because the lead time of the unit.
Yep.
We've got it. It was originally going to ship on December 7th. We've got it better 2 weeks, but it's and Arthur knows about that. He's not thrilled, but what are you going to do? It is what it is.
Yeah.
And it was ordered, literally days after control there was contracted and submittals and so on and so forth. But as we all know, that doesn't matter to any owners. According to Arthur and Arvinus, it should have been ordered months ago, even though we didn't have the job, and Control Air didn't have the job, but should have been ordered months ago.
Well,
You know the drill, Cliff.
I do.
And what's even crazier now is, and that's why Bob's head of hair is all gray this morning.
Yeah.
We have work on the 3rd floor. We have the rooftop unit that's going up. It was nothing on the drawings or prints stated that their 3rd floor was finished space. We have steel that's going in because we have a new rooftop going. The whole 3rd floor is finished. So not only do we have to move partitions out of the way, we got to move ductwork out of the way, we got to move sprinklers out of the way, ceilings out of the way, and it's just a lot of unknowns that really it wasn't specified when the bid went out, when the drawings went out on this. So Bob, just so you know, after our conversation, I did have a conversation. I know we're going off on a tangent, so I'll be quick. Vin has no problem if we go back to Arthur and see if we want to do all that steel work on the roof like everywhere else on the building. Because it's going to eliminate so much work in that 3rd floor space that we don't have on this schedule because it wasn't really budgeted in the scope. So I'll talk to you about that
Okay.
after
All right.
this. But my point is, Bob and I do our plan, and Bill, we do this, we get it set up, then all of a sudden, and we've talked about this, we get this, this is a huge wrench thrown in this. We're ready to release curbs and steel, and we might have to change it. And this is all because Controlled Air and Arthur, they never moved any ceiling tiles and got up on the 3rd floor and so on and so forth. So
I think you have to assume, I think that the assumption has to be that this thing's going to change week to week. It's like just because it's our best guess and it's better than the master schedule,
Yeah.
we know we're going to have to be adjusting, right? So with that said, one of the things I've been thinking about, I want to run it by Tom and Bob particularly, is we want to schedule in these, I don't want to call them meetings, right? Because a meeting means we're sitting down and it's taking a long time. I want to call them huddles and have the huddle on the week of 10/3, right? So it'll be a week from next Friday. And
Okay.
we'll do it at 11 a.m. in this meeting. So for 1/2 hour, we'll just take the next, with the subs with us, adjust what's left, maybe even if it's not the whole thing, the next 6 weeks or something.
Mhm.
Are we still good? Where should we move these? You know what I mean? And I think
that's
there'll be
fine.
value in us getting really good at these huddles, if, every other one, and Pat, I didn't have a chance to run this by you yet, but using this at 11 a.m. to actually invite our subs in, hopefully as many that can come as possible. I know it's 11 o'clock in the morning on a Friday, but if it's only 20 minutes, half an hour, and if they like it, now we're going to just move sticky notes right then and there. How about this? This is still good. This has to be moved. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What do you guys think about using this Pat's 11 a.m. meeting to do those check-ins, those periodic quality control kind of check-ins, full plan review huddle or something?
I mean, I don't think that's an issue, Bill. I don't even think it would be a half hour. I think, all our subs are going to be aware of this. And it's a check-in, and literally, and this kind of happened when Bob and I did the poll plan session. Once we got through with one or two subs, some of them had to go, but they had their input. They watched as much as they could. They were good with their input and where they were on the schedule. So I don't think that's going to be an issue. All of our subs are on board with this stuff. They're well aware that we're trying to better our situation and get better at our planning and scheduling and so on and so forth. So I don't foresee it being an issue at all.
Yeah, I think what I'm thinking is, are you guys okay with using this time, and maybe leverage so we could all see how this how it progresses, because again, I think our objective on this project is to stay with it longer, where, because we know,
Right.
we know there's going to be changes, we know that today's schedule is not, if we made it today, it's not going to be good this afternoon. You know what I mean? So the power of this thing is everybody having visibility to all the stuff that happens,
My next challenge is that Bob and I have been, Bob's office is in the stair tower at the basement. So we want the monitor up in the space. So we can't run a 50-foot cable going up a stairway to have that monitor attached to Bob's laptop to display this board. So what I did, I exported the mirror board, put it on a flash drive, threw it on one of the monitors to see if that would work. It doesn't display it clear, and it changes on it. It's just to be up in the space so all our subcontractors can see this of what's going on.
Yeah, like what I'm hoping, we don't, like the thing we want to try to avoid is having to update print, update more than one place. So
only one update in one place.
yeah, we just want to have like it's live, and no matter where it's pulled up, once things have changed, and it tells you, like if you look at the, it's interesting because if I look at the one you did, the Hampton Hall, like every single change you made.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It tells you when it was done. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Tom Lucas here, Tom Lucas this date, so you can see, so hopefully we're going to see it. And I don't mean to put Bob on the spot, but I always seem to, you're going to see a lot of Bobs, you know what I mean? Because as things are changing, people aren't showing up, whatever, he's making changes in real time. And then, so there's no printing it. It's always virtual. It's in the cloud, but it's easy access, easy to use, that kind of thing.
Yeah, I agree.
Let me ask you this question real quick. At this point, can I jump in on this board and start moving things?
Yep.
Okay, all right.
Yep.
Go ahead, Cliff.
And you don't have to save it, Bob. As soon as you, whatever changes.
As soon as you click off.
As soon as you exit out, it automatically saves. So
Yeah.
that's what's good. The problem this morning when I was editing, it kept on saying that Mirror wasn't responding. And then the good part is that it asked me if I wanted to recover because then it would bring everything back the way it was. I didn't lose anything. So I don't know. I think that was my laptop this morning. So,
Okay.
I never had that problem before. So.
Hey, Bob.
You mentioned about, putting it on a flash drive. So when you put it on a flash drive and you have the meeting, I mean, part of the purpose of the meeting is just to look at the, where you're going. But the other part is to make those little course
Yeah, but
corrections.
Cliff, it wouldn't be on the flash drive for the meeting. It would be on the flash drive to display on Bob's monitor in the space. During the meeting, it would be live so we can make the changes.
Right.
Yep.
And so it's just static up there, and you've got the monitor up there, and it's just static.
It would, because I have no other way. Otherwise, Bob's got to keep bringing his lap. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Bob does too much during the day. You know what I mean? So, if we were closer, if he was just right outside in the hallway, we could run,
Yeah.
A 10-foot cable, and he can just split his screen. But being that he's down 2 flights of stairs, obviously for safety reasons, we can't do that.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha.
We'll figure it out.
It's still better than what we were doing before, printing it out and everything else. So, I mean.
Yeah, it'll definitely be better.
Yeah. I think just, us just bearing down as much as possible and just trying to keep this alive longer, and I think there's we're learning a lot on this one, just like we did with Gaylord, just like, you know what I mean? We're developing here. So we're still in R&D, it's like, and thank God that Todd is very patient, he's like, slow down, take it easy, don't worry, no rush, but we're learning. So thank you for that. Perfect. Bob, are you interested at all, maybe in, or Tom too, maybe like a help session, like Monday afternoon, say like 3 or 3:30, just getting into. I think I lost you guys, huh?
Well, now we can swear because it's not being recorded anymore. So.
Yeah. What like a little help session like Monday afternoon at we'll get into Miro and you guys can just say, hey, how do I do this? How do I do that? And we can just, so Bob, you're perfectly comfortable. Anything you want to do?
I don't mind trying. I just don't want to mess it up to a point.
You're not going to mess it up.
Yeah. But anything you do, I could fix.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Because
Remember you said that. Remember you said that.
You're the tip of the spear. You know what I mean? You're the one who's in real time. You're the one who's seeing things change immediately. So as easy as we can make it, you're the tip of the spear, as they say in the SEAL training. They're the tip of the spear. You're the tip of the spear.
Yeah.
I'm going to try and pop on it today because I'm going to be actually losing my computer for a few days next week due to hard drive issues. So I want to look at it today, see if I can't tweak it a little bit.
But I thought you were getting a new laptop.
They're just getting me a drive, and I'm hoping that's it and not the processor.
Not the drive, it's the processor. Your machine's probably 5 or 6 years old. Okay.
No, it's only about 2 years old. That's what Jerry said. It's only about 2 years old.
Mm-hmm.
But it froze up on me twice this morning. I had to shut it down and restart it.
Mine just did, you mean?
But I was going to say, what were you on? Mine froze up 4 times this morning. So where were you?
I was looking at my emails.
Oh, okay.
And then I went to open an email and it sort of like froze and then the screen went black and it just sat there. So that's when I turned it off and restart it, and it works for a while and it did it again.
Okay.
Now it's been working. So
okay.
I don't know if it's the processor or the hard drive.
All right.
So.
All right.
Go up the top of the stairs, kick it off the stair and let it go down. And then they gotta get.
I know. Then you got to get a new one, Hey, the monitor is now cracked now. So.
Yeah.
So maybe I'd just touch on Gaylord just for a second, Pat, just to see. I think we're pretty much, you're pretty much finishing, right? I mean, it's
Yeah, I'm gonna get ready to, when I get a date to start, I'm gonna get ready to do another full plan for phase 2.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I mean, this one here, I think, again, before when we started this one, we didn't know any format. We didn't know what the hell we formulated this as we ran, right? So that it's purpose.
I'll get everybody's input and send it to you, and maybe we can just start putting the board together.
Okay.
Pat, are you back to combining both phases or the last 2 phases?
It keeps going back and forth. Me personally, I don't think it's going to go that way. I think he's just going to give us phase 2.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he can get the buy-in from everybody.
Okay.
So the last I heard was we're going to do phase 2. We're going to order the doors for phase 2, and as soon as he moves the patients in.
Yeah. Put the nurses on mobile carts.
Good luck with that.
The interesting one is going to be when we do the center court.
Yeah.
That's going to be real interesting.
Hey, Bob, or Pat, has there been any talk about the second floor of Hooker and Lyman at all?
No, none.
All right.
That's
I just think we should be starting some conversations with Bob maybe about that, but.
Yeah, I would say the office should start.
Yeah, yep.
See where its head is at. You know,
Yep.
it's the one all quoted. So
Yeah, I don't know if you guys could see the information that Cliff gives us every week. I know you guys have input in it. Maybe I'll just let Cliff
Yeah.
take over, but my thinking here is that, I think in the future, maybe a year from now, when people work for ORNL, they know that, showing up at poll plan meetings, they know that participating in the huddles is part of what we do, and it may not be for the other people they do work for. So I just like to start the thinking going in terms of how do we begin to, and you're already doing it, but, separating out the job ready subs from the non-job ready subs and making it visible with what Cliff's given us every single week. So I have both spreadsheets, and Cliff, I can go back and forth for either one.
Yeah. Why don't you start off on the other one?
Okay. This is by job.
Yeah, because that's really where the information is derived from, and so you guys are good about, putting all your tasks down, for where the various trades are working on any particular day. And, if there's a hiccup that's going on. And basically when the hiccup happens, when you indicate that it's either on time or off time, if it's off time, then it basically registers as a 0 for that particular day or that particular sub, if they didn't meet their commitment. Over on the subcontractor assessment, I think we may need to identify a little bit more about the overall score, because the scores, if you look kind of across the board there on everybody's, there seems to be a different scoring metric that each of you take with the subs. So it's not automatically calculated. You guys are throwing in input. So like a -3, how do we get a -3 in there? I mean, I know that, he's got below average, and then sometimes on time. He's on the latter part of, his commitments.
But Cliff, doesn't that number come up automatically by whatever?
I don't believe
was supposed to.
Yeah, the guys don't put that number in. I think they just put in met or not met. And I think somehow, didn't Justin set this up?
Yeah, just
These formulas? Yeah.
The number automatically came up.
Yeah. Correct me if I'm wrong, right? I mean, Bob, you guys, the overall score, you don't put those numbers in.
The overall score, there's two different scoring. The percent completion is on the commitment met column.
Yeah,
If
right up
it's-
top. Yep.
Right. If it's on time or early, it's 100%. If it's late or not at all, or whatever the 4 choices are, cuts it in half.
correct.
When you do the other side further to the right, when you evaluate them, Justin said it was based on if everything was average, you would get a 0. Anything above average goes on a scale to a +10. Anything below an average goes to a -10. He called it something. I forget what it was. It was something to do with ratios and.
Yeah, so that's the part that I'm not clear on, in there.
Right. So the number to the right doing that is based on those 5 columns and
Yeah.
0 to or -10 to +10.
Hey, Bill, can you do me a favor? On the, to the right of the column where it says the number 7 in green?
Yep.
Can you highlight that and right mouse click it just to see, I just want to see if there's any formulas there to see, Cliff, maybe we have to kind of.
Yeah,
This too, because I agree with you, a negative score, that doesn't really make sense, to be honest with you, you know, so.
Yeah, there's no formula. I
okay.
don't see any.
yeah, there's
All
no,
Oh, here's one. Zero, there is one. So it's AH 51. So AH is right here. AH is hidden, right? There's some hidden cells
Yeah,
here.
all right, no, all right, I'll talk to Dave about this and see. But
yeah,
I
because
think, Cliff, I think that's important. I think you're right. Maybe we should look into that because that doesn't really make sense.
yeah,
just-
so one of the things that happens when I combine all of these, as I add each new vendor, so I start off, say, with Pat, and then I add Serge underneath, and then I add Bob underneath that. So when I add each of the information from the supers, number one on the percentage of completion, it automatically mirrors
Either
the
the first or the last.
first person. So I have to retrick that and then, make sure that I copy down the correct percentage, and then I manually plug that in. And it does the same thing over on the subcontractor assessment. It zeroes it all out into zeros, and then I have to manually plug those back in.
Okay. You can see where like the formulas are once I unhid, A whatever to AH, because I think
Yeah.
what Tom was asking, it's the sum of AH. So it's basically, if you look at it, it's the sum of C12, AC12 through AG12.
Yeah.
So
through all those.
basically, yeah.
Okay.
So I can see where the numbers come from. And I guess this is the criteria right here: Cliff, preparedness, well prepared, above average.
Yeah.
That's what
Yep,
it looks
each
like.
one.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but I'm pretty good in Excel. Actually, Justin went through my Greenbelt class. So if there's anything you want to make it simpler, you want to make it, easier to use, whatever.
I mean, I think I think it's easy to use. I think it's just like what Cliff said. Let's see. I'm not sure the negative number is a good representation. I think 0 would be the lowest.
Yeah.
So that's all. And I think if we can do something with that, then, otherwise, I think the format is fine unless anybody disagrees.
Yeah.
I agree with you, Tom. When you see a negative number, you kind of alarmed, like, whoa,
Yeah.
why is it
It's
negative?
like one of those things
Maybe
like,
0 should be the lowest, 5 is average, and 10 is the highest.
yeah, something.
How about that?
Yeah, some kind of scale that, I agree. So we can look at that.
Okay.
Yep.
And it's also, the other part of it is the user friendliness for Cliff too. In terms of the amount of massaging you have to do to get it in this format. Something else you can look at, you know what I mean? Where it makes it a lot easier for you to provide.
Yeah, the information, I don't mind, inputting the manual input. It was more on the negative numbers that I feel is a little confusing to the scoring process.
All right, so let's say you wanted to do, like, instead of using negatives, it was a scale of 0 to 5, for example, right?
Yeah.
And when you do all your adding up, if it's let's say it's 50 is the highest score they can get. If it's below 30, it turns orange. And if it's less, it's 20 or less, it's red. If it's above something, it's green.
Sure.
If you want to change the scale even, that's probably easily done. Maybe we could start like for November, you know what I mean? Let October, or maybe October or November,
Yep.
I'm at your service. I work for you people, so.
Okay.
I think we should do the division codes a little better too. I think we should put basic divisions in there. I don't know how he came up with some of the ones he has in there.
Yeah.
There should be one for electrical, one for plumbing, one for HVAC, one for demo. Those are the ones that we use all the time.
Yep.
start out with all the basic ones, painting, all that. He's got like,
He's got a very general.
Very general.
yeah, but some of the paint,
we can hone in on that some more.
definitely the big demos there.
Yep. I agree, Pat. That's good.
I mean,
good
we-
sense there.
Yeah, we can take a look. I mean, I think Justin did a nice job. It's just if you want to just keep tweaking.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
think we need to at least put the general division codes in there. Finish is a little too broad. It should be painting, millwork, so it's more.
We can break it out some more,
Yeah, I think we can break it up
You
a
know.
little bit, make it more,
Okay.
All
I mean, we don't have to put 20, but I think we need to do the ones that we do all the time,
Yeah.
It's interesting. I saw that Mary Wade or one of them, you have the same electrical contractor as another job. In one place, he got a really high score. I think it was,
All right.
Who's
yeah,
out there, Albright?
yeah, Albright, yep. And then on another job, they got negative
he's
scores.
at Gaylord. He's at Gaylord and Albright.
Yeah, so it's almost like, is this doing, like, the end game is you want to be able to say, hey, you know what? Here's the data. We need to maybe consider cutting these people from our life because they're not making it fun for us. They're costing us money. And then the other side, it's like, all right, what's the capacity of some of the subs? To take that data and be able to analyze it over time, where you see where, if Albright's on 2 or more jobs, then really shit the bed, or, oh God, I'm recording, or, you know what I mean? Like being able to actually use the data for you guys to make decisions towards job ready subs, and getting R&L worthy subs.
Well, the other thing on that one
Yeah.
is we do share the subs,
Yep.
but now you're getting down to evaluating the individuals that work for those subs. Because it depends. I've worked with some of these subcontractors at different sites, same sub company, but this guy's really,
True.
he's not in it because his mental attitude is like, I'm done with this. So
They're
your
just not
job
deep
is
enough.
getting screwed. Yeah.
They're not
So-
deep enough, like even my flooring contractors. Some guys could do 5,000 square foot jobs. Some guys can do 50,000 square foot jobs. Some guys could have multiple crews on multiple jobs. It's like, but I think the data, and I think if we do it right, you guys can make some really good business decisions, determine, because the worst sub you have represents OR&L at the end of the day. They don't care,
Yep.
Yeah, true.
really
The,
good.
um,
I'm glad
the
we
bad
brought that up
report-
today.
I can add to that too. The bad reports from Albright are coming from my job. And I think they should have been done about 2 weeks ago. Maybe what's happening because this is a demolition phase and maybe Mike Wojcicki, the project manager, he just is like, it's only demo, he's kind of thinking it's not even real work. He's just taking stuff apart and throwing it in the dumpster. It's just cut and cap work. It's not actually putting stuff together and making it beautiful. So maybe that's his mindset where he's not putting a whole lot of priority on this project because it's just a demo phase.
Rich, are you
Hopefully-
running behind it all because of that? Or are you okay with schedule?
So not necessarily behind yet, but at the same time, we got roughly 2 weeks to finish this phase of the project. But at the same time, I expected Albright would be done about 2 weeks ago. There's no reason why they couldn't have. It's just it seems like they choose to do emergency work for Eversource as a priority over this job, and they make
that happens.
big money from Eversource.
Yeah.
It's huge profits for them. So from their point of view, I want to blame them, but at the same time, that doesn't help us.
Yeah,
You know,
I guess the end result,
I don't-
when you're through with this phase, you got to measure the fact that, okay, Albright, I thought they could have been done sooner, but they didn't affect my end date on the demo. So you got to kind of weigh
Correct.
the circumstances, I guess you can say. I mean, I understand exactly what you're saying.
Yeah.
Pat and I and Bob, we had that conversation all the time. This could have been done, but
Yeah.
I guess when you're through with this phase, see where you are. Well, they got it done. They didn't hold us
Yeah,
up.
right.
We got done on the date. Let's see what happens in the next phase. So, and then
Right.
if they do affect your
Right.
end date, then that's when you have the conversation,
I mean, I've been on enough calls
Yep.
with my boss, Pat, has been very frustrated with certain people, you know, and it's like I think it gives us data over time where you can kind of make a good decision. You know, because you wouldn't tolerate it from employees, like we said, you know, not calling back or not showing up and not calling, you know, not being out of touch. And
Yeah.
anyway,
No, that's just,
Yeah.
that's, you can't, that's the worst. If they don't communicate with you, forget it. You're in the dark. You're
Yeah.
driving blind. So,
all right, we're past 11:30. I don't want Cliff mad at me. He's a professional part of this business.
Okay.
Hey, have a great weekend, man. Thank you so
Alright.
much.
Thank you, guys.
I'll send the recording,
Thank
okay?
you.
All right.
All right, thank you.
And Monday, you want something, Bob? You want to do a little, maybe try, mess around a little bit?
Yeah, well, like I said, I may try a little bit today as well, because like I said, as of Monday afternoon, I'm gonna lose my computer probably for about 2 days, maybe 3, depending.
Okay.
I don't know how long it takes to swap out a hard drive.
Yeah, Bob, let's talk about that because there's really, there's no reason for, if they have it, even if I have to pick it up and I can drop it off, there's no reason why I couldn't get done in a day. I don't.
Well,
Just
Jerry
swap-
spoke to them and they said it will take probably a day, if not a little longer. So I don't know how booked they are or what their situation is, but
All right.
you know, I gave them all the information that's been popping up on the screen, and this morning I didn't give them that. I told Jerry because it happened twice this morning.
Okay.
And that's
Alright.
why I'm thinking maybe it's the processor and not the hard drive.
It could be.
Maybe it can't, do 2 things at one time. I don't know.
Yeah, kind
I
of
gotta
like me,
take this.
All right.
Okay, thank you,
All right,
Bill.
sounds good. Thanks, guys.
All right.
All right.
Hey.
Tom, I'll